anywhere you want to sit. And then,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
a lot of snow plowing.
Yeah.
It's been busy.
It's a nightmare. You plow too? Yeah.
Yeah.
More jobs sounds like.
I need one.
Couple more jobs.
Oh, yeah, yeah, at least a few more. This, they're really saving us.
Chandra, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
2 and 2. Yeah. I was here for all of December, so I got to enjoy all that, but yeah, I got here Friday morning and we leave next Friday. So
Okay.
because I have kids, or I'm back when I don't.
Yeah.
You know, until
Yeah.
I love it. Love it. Her and
She has it from the last
It's about
time.
tax.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Chandra, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You cannot hear me? Well, I unmuted it, so you should be able to hear me. Let's see. Can you hear me?
Chandra, can you test your microphone?
Okay, how would I do that?
And we'll get you up.
We can't hear you.
All right.
See you, you bet.
40.
Okay, and then 2, 3. Raven Riddle won't be joining us this evening.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I've got Chandra on, but we can't hear her.
Okay. And I can't tell you why you can't hear me because it's unmuted.
Grab a regular phone. The user.
So am I going to have to call in because you can't hear me? Hello.
Hey, that's not working, huh?
No, it's not. I don't have it on mute. I don't know what else to do.
That's fine. Is it okay then if I just put you up on speaker next to one of these mics and everybody should be able to hear you?
That should be okay.
Okay, let's give that a shot.
Okay.
Doesn't.
Can you hear me?
Okay. How was that?
Okay, we'll have an echo if that's okay.
Echo on your end?
Yeah, but it should be fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it down so it won't be too loud. Do you hear me at all on the system? Okay. I put the phone on mute just to see if maybe the system was working, and it apparently you still are not getting me. So I don't know.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Larry Kirsch, Mayor of the City of North Pole. Since we're all new here, or some of us are new, would mind just going down and introducing yourselves. If you'll speak into the mic, we are recording this meeting. So council members are here. And then we'll get started with a quick introduction of our committee members. Who we are, how long we've lived here, what you do, and then we'll get right into business.
Hi, Olivia. I am currently the general manager of Hotel North Pole, and I've lived in North Pole almost 2 years now. Hi, my name is Amy Junitan. I'm the owner of Type Vision. Now, I'm living here like open a business for like 20 years, and now I started a new business during the Airbnb.
Jerry Humberger. I've been Cedar Pole since 2017, I think. I'm powered by Winter Realty and Danville Property Rentals. I'm here about 50-50. I work in Florida in real estate as well down there, and so I'm back and forth every month.
Hello, I'm Chandra Clack. I was born and raised here. I moved into North Pole in 2002, and presently I'm retired. I've been on council. I'm on the council ethics board, and now for the bed and tax. So once upon a time, if you look on the back wall, you'll see I used to be one of the past mayors. So other than that, I've had a good time.
All right, thank you for the introduction. That brings us, essentially we've done roll call. That brings us to item number 2, approval of the agenda, and how that would work is someone would motion to approve the agenda, and then second, and then indicate vote on that. So.
Second.
So with that, there's a thing called unanimous consent that would normally be used if everybody was in the room, but since not everyone is in the room, we'll actually have to vote on the agenda as it's stated in front of you. So if you want to start button to approve the agenda, say yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
Brings us to item 3, election of a committee chair. And how that would normally work is you could state something that will go, I recommend myself as a chair, or I recommend so-and-so as a chair.
I'd like to make a motion to elect Elena Reed as the chair.
Okay, do we have a second on that motion? Okay, do we have anybody else who would like to put their name in for chair or motion to elect the chair?
I would like to put my own name for the chair.
Okay,
And I'd like to second that.
I don't mind doing it because I have a lot of experience doing B&Bs, but I didn't want to hear it half the time, so so yeah, you guys think that how you want.
so with the election of the chair, you're responsible for presenting the committee's recommendations to the city council and responding to any council questions during those meetings. That will be the chair's responsibility, along with running the VEDTAX meeting from here until the end of the year.
How often you have to report, Mr. Mayor?
Usually would report anytime after a committee meeting. And once a year typically. This year we'll have 2 with everything.
I can sort that out if I were elected.
Do we have a second for Jerry Lumber?
I'll second that.
So now that we have two interested in running, we would take the vote and have to take the vote on the chair. I did not print
Any papers?
things. We have to vote for it. Yeah.
What time do you leave here? Do you do like in October or?
Every month, go back and forth.
Oh.
Yeah, I go back Friday morning, I leave next Friday.
You do what you have to do every day.
Yeah, I'm not that much of a planner, let's say, so I'm usually about a month out, 2 months. Usually, but
You're
I'm-
super important now.
what's that?
There's no too much work.
Yes, it's okay. I like it.
This is Chandra, and our persons that we are electing for this position are who?
Jerry
Wait.
and
Mary, can Raven call in? I'm in hassling her.
Yeah, she has the link.
Okay.
That link was sent in.
Give her a hard time for not being here.
Okay, I'm taking a roll call vote on,
We have two potential chairs. Okay. In first, and second, we have a Miss Reed and a Mr. Lumber.
so do you want me to take a vote on each or have each member?
I think makes the most sense now.
Okay, we'll take a vote for Ms. Reed first. Button,
yes.
Ms. Clark,
Yes.
Amy. It's Alina,
I can vote for myself.
Marina. Yes. Karen,
What was the vote again? I'm sorry.
vote is on, Ms. Reed for chair.
Everyone said yes, right? Since we'll be the only guy. Sure.
Okay. And the vote is 6-0. Thank you. No need to run out of starting time. Madam Chair, then you would take over from here.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I guess we can begin with review of the tax code. Well, there were a few things changed within our bed tax code. That's if I go over what was added and revoked or. What was added was the bed tax grant selection committee shall consist of 7 members. At least 2 members shall be from businesses that contribute to the bed tax, and at least 2 shall be from the city of North Pole business community. What was taken off was 95C. Each individual score will be given only 100 points to allocate to the desired applicants. Once all applicants have presented, each applicant's score will be averaged. The point value was given to each applicant shall be the percentage of the total bed tax amount to be awarded after the city's administration fee of 5%. For the rest of the page, there was much more added. The bed tax selection committee shall meet to discuss and determine the amount to each organization. The determination to be awarded with respect to each applicant shall be made based on the following. They must have a business license to conduct business within the city of North Pole and Alaska. Each applicant also must be current on all outstanding sales tax obligations. The committee will consider the economic development and tourism impact that each applicant provides to the city of North Pole. And then the award shall be determined after each applicant has presented to the committee, and the committee has decided on all applicants. Each applicant, of course, should be given equal time to present their need and field of questions. And then we would just go ahead, the committee would issue a formal recommendation to the council. So I think that really goes over it all. And then I guess now that here we just go on the review resolution, determination of whether the committee wishes to amend the allocation previously presented to the council under resolution 2025-14. Now, do any of you guys think we need to reschedule presentations for prior applicants? I know you weren't independent to that, and neither of you. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Is hearing the presentations or going through the paperwork that was provided to us? Who's going through the paperwork? I agree with that for me.
Yeah, I agree again. I don't think you can do it again.
Okay. And then from here, I guess we can just go through what we had initially allocated towards each one. Oh, okay. So, looking at it now on the first page, we had initially granted North Pole Chamber of Commerce the majority of the amount of $66,390. Bad Rascals, they have received or should have received $2,500. Oh, small. Okay. Do you know if we have the original one anywhere?
So the allocation that was changed on the December 15th council meeting was the world's biggest backpack to go from 10,000 to 0 and then reallocate that to North Pole Grange number 6, I believe was that amendment that did pass council.
Okay, so that money is for sure going to them, or are we able to dispute it?
You are able, because after that motion was made in council, it was then made to send this entire resolution back to committee, which is why we're here this evening. So any reallocation that the committee decides would then have to go back in front of the council for a determination.
In my opinion, I think the world's biggest backpack should most definitely receive some sort of percentage of what we had initially allocated. This is not only because they brought in thousands of people within the city of North Pole. Of course, they are not selling anything, but just with the amount of people that they bring into the city, I definitely think that they should at least receive something. Looking at the Grange itself, what they actually bring in yearly does not compete anywhere near what the world's biggest backpack was able to do. So that's initially why we went ahead and moved stuff around. What are your guys' thoughts?
Again, I wasn't here to review the documents. I can go through this a little more. A little too late, I guess, but I'm gonna rely on your ex and your before listening to them going through it to provide your testimony to make the best decision when it goes to allocating funds for sure.
I agree. I feel that it is important that we get some money to backpack because I think it's a wonderful program. Works a lot of families, brings a lot of people in their community. They use their businesses, and it's a worthy cause.
Yes, I also agree that they should receive some funds. Back when it first started, it was just about North Pole, but it has expanded, like people from all over come.
Yeah.
Because I've been with the schools, I mean, they provide some good schools and like all the people that come in, bring it back.
And the people that they do bring in will use our gas stations, would possibly even stay at our hotels, Airbnbs, especially if they're coming from farther out of town, certain villages. I know people have driven hours for just attend that one event. So with that being said, it will definitely bring our city itself some revenue.
Can I elaborate on that? This is Chandra. Can I elaborate on that? Everything that you just spoke on is true. Even though most people look at it as a giveaway and looking at it as it being a low income situation, again, these people do come in and spend money, and kids look forward to coming and going to Santa Claus's house, to the gas station, and seeing whatever else is new each year that we do put in North Pole. So I think giving them some money would be beneficial, because they do draw a large crowd, and I think it would be beneficial that we help them in some way.
Yes.
Thank you. We do have council members here, and as a governing body with the North Pole City Council, any council member is allowed to speak on behalf of anything during this committee meeting. So I would like to just point out in ordinance.
You can't participate in the meeting hall. Because we are on the board of ECHO. And the ordinance here said this.
Actually, sir, if you grab a mic so that you're, rather than being from the crowd, if you want to grab a mic, that would be fine. So what Councilman Brandt is stating is that I'm an ex officio member of FEDCO, the Fairbanks Economic Development Corporation. And they have requested funds. Appreciate the point of order, but I just wanted to remind this committee of the ordinance 2025-12. If you go to line 63 and line 63 through 70, states the city of North Pole bed tax grants cannot support the following requests. 64 is loan deficits or debt reduction. 65 is endowments. 66 is scholarships. 67 is health and social service activities. 68, entertainment costs or alcoholic beverages. 69 is lobby. 70 is legal claims against the city. Just so that everyone here is aware that those are our rules and regulations per the ordinance and per bed tax code as to what can and can't be done. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And with that being said, this is Chandra. With that being said, that was the other reason why the Grange was submitted for less funds, because if you look at their packet was saying that most of their funding was going to be used towards entertainment for the activity that's coming up for our 250th birthday. And we were trying to make sure that we honor our code.
No, I do agree with that too. I do remember that. If anyone from the chair or anyone would like to speak, we can hear what everyone has to say and then kind of go from there and decide on amounts that we will allocate towards each business.
This is Stan Sauce, City Council.
I was looking at number, actually.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
So that it can be recorded.
Yes.
Chandra, would you like to hear you? Mind stepping up to the podium here so that she can hear you. Sorry, it's long enough to reach out into the crowd. Members, hello. Santa Claus. Councilman of the City of North Pole. Regarding the, we just talked about the world's biggest backpack thing, which is part of SCA Inc., which is listed in the state, and also for the city for that matter, as a social services organization. It's classified as NAIC. It's 81, and I'm wondering if that presents a concern to the committee as far as that perhaps being prohibited from applying for this grant. I noticed that back in quite a few years ago, I think it was 5 years ago, the city council determined that the world's biggest backpack would not be receiving any funding just because of the social services aspect of the business licensing.
Let me go and look at their packet again. I think all of us would benefit if we quickly read through everything. That way we can make a educated decision.
More information, better.
Yeah.
Madam Chair. If I could just remind all of the committee members that the information in that packet is confidential, so we will discuss some of that. Just be cautious about what we discuss.
Thank you.
You said money was reallocated from one to the next in the previous meeting.
So what we had initially agreed on was disputed. They wanted us, or I guess the chamber is now requesting that we, where is it? If you look at our main page, they have given us their opinion on where we should allocate the money. I don't know how much we initially wanted to give to World Biggest Backpack. So I think it had initially allocated $10,000 for the World's Biggest Backpack. And our reasoning behind that was because they would bring in such a large number of people into the city of North Pole. It was recorded that they brought in thousands I think it was last year. And the reason why we had not given so much to the Grange is due to the fact that a majority of that funding would go towards events, funding those events. And along with that, they just didn't bring in enough yearly to, justify it.
May I continue, please, for moments? I've got the world's biggest backpack state license right in front of me. It says the following lines of business 81 - other services except public administration. And the NAICS code for 81, theirs is 813219, which is other grant making and giving services. The U.S. industry comprises establishments except voluntary health organizations, primarily engaged in raising funds for a wide variety of social welfare activities, such as educational, scientific, cultural, and health. So I don't know if that would include consideration for this FedEx grant money or not. As a representative for the city council and the committee here, I thought I'd bring that to your attention.
No, I appreciate
It's a matter of public record.
I know, of course.
Confidential information involved in it. And those were documents that SCA or the world's biggest backpack representative here in North Pole actually submitted themselves. So we're not imposing that. That's what they notified the state and local government they're doing that classification. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any other input or information in regards to the Scott Park as well?
So I'm Sandra Rolfe. I was the committee member that made the motion to basically defund World's Biggest Backpack because under our code, it's not allowed to give to a social services organization. social services, giving or organizations that are doing a social services need, or somebody who's giving for a basic need or covering a basic need, giving basic school supplies to children. Although I agree with the community that this is a great service and I have nothing against them because I think that they're doing a great thing, under our code it doesn't qualify. Of course, providing for a basic need is a social services activity, and that's what World's biggest backpack is. That's what they champion. That's everything that they talk about. Whether they're giving school supplies to the kids that can't afford them, or just people who just need them. And so they provide them to classrooms, they provide them to teachers, they provide them to the kids who come to it. And so I think it's a great thing, but I think under our code, it is a social services activity and it doesn't qualify for grant funds. Thank you. Thank you for that information.
Well, this is all from reading 168, where Larry just read. Does anything cost for alcohol for your house? And the grant shares alcohol.
The Grange means. I did not know that. Well, after the information that was provided, I do agree. They are giving to the community, and that is what they're advertising. And of course, that is not eligible for the med tax. From my standpoint, now after learning about all of that, I don't think we should go forward with maybe providing them any funds, but I still don't think the Grange should receive as much as they have. Because not only are they, well, we don't know if they're spending the money on alcohol, but I do know a majority of that money will go towards funding their events. And not only that, a lot of the money would go towards all of these little events where not many people attend. They're just, in the end, it's not going to justify that amount of money. I know we initially did want to help them with getting the handicapped remodeling done to the building itself. That would have been good. That would have been a lot more people actually enter the building. I just don't think that they should be receiving that many funds. Do you guys have input on that, insights?
They can receive funds for the code, then like, it's going to be a point by being, but.
Are you guys in agreement that World's biggest backpack then not receive anything? Or
This is Chandra, and after hearing what was brought before you to us as a committee, the world's biggest backpack, I will have to say, should not receive any funding.
I'm in agreement. What are you saying on this? No comment. Yeah, I'd rather not go against the code then. Moving from there, that extra $10,000, I wouldn't oppose giving it to the football team or the football booster club.
That I would agree.
Most amount of income, I take it.
I would have to look at the financial records. I know they constantly do have events over there. They were wanting to actually, they upgraded the scoreboard, but then they actually didn't have the materials. It was a much bigger project than they initially thought it was to get all of that situated, put up. And with the amount of football players they bring in during football season, it would be beneficial to definitely upgrade their field. Another person I want to oppose to give it to is in favor of comments. Just so that would also help with the welcoming center. The welcoming center, I know Howard, he's been working on that and progressively, hopefully opening a larger building. Yes, sir?
I'm Dave Grant from Oak Council. So you're talking about the Grange. The Grange should apply. They have two applications with this. One of them is for the 250th anniversary celebration. That's where the council decided to put the money. That's not nearly enough to put on that event. Not all of that money that they will be raising for the event is for entertainment. They're going to have vendors. They're going to have all different kinds of activities going on there. So that's why we decided to take the 10,000 from the World's Biggest Backpack and put it into the Norfolk Grange for fix, not the gallery that's big. So I just want to clarify.
Thank you.
Clarify that. I can't remember the amount that he said that Mr. Fourier said that they would require to put on the entire event, but it was no. So not all of the money, not the $12,000 would not be used for entertainment. It would be used for the vendors and things like that. So, you know, that's how we came up with that.
Thank you. Yes.
Back again, Sandra. As far as the range goes, the range brings in hundreds of people to their events. And since it's the 250th anniversary of our nation, they're going to have a lot going on. There's tons of people to the city for that particular. So. This was yeah, that's actually the same purpose as
Excuse me, Santa. When you get ready to speak again, can you speak into the mic a little louder so I can catch everything you're saying?
sorry, Chandra, I thought it was. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'm David Skip, City Council member. As far as the Grange, I'm sure in your packets you have the breakdown as far as the monies they want to go to. And I know we had issues before as far as entertainment. I mean, you can look at anything comes with entertainment, it's entertainment. You know, if you're gonna knock down the World's Biggest Backpack or giving away backpacks, pencils, and to people who who need it, then it just goes steady across the board. Entertainment's entertainment. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Just one more comment. I was not at the last committee meeting, but there's testimony during our council meeting that Petco, they were allocated $7,500. They actually said they didn't need the money. And we said, well, if they literally said they don't need money, then there's other more worthy process in them. So we did not get to it, but it had been discussed to take the $7,500 and give it to somebody else. I think Mr. Claus is suggesting to give it to the Commons since they do basically the same thing. Probably makes sense. But when somebody tells me they don't pay the money,
Don't want to give it to them.
yeah, especially when there's all these other people that are asking.
I agree. Sir, did you want to speak?
city council. So thank you.
Of course.
Yes, I'm Joe Muster, the president of Fairbanks Economic Development Corporation. And I really wasn't ready to speak, but here we are. So we'll start with Fairbanks Economic Development and North Pole Chamber of Commerce. We are distinct, we are different, and we serve different constituencies in different ways. So of course, the North Pole Chamber of Commerce, like any Chamber of Commerce, typically we use that. They serve an interest. Example of that would be during COVID, the Chamber of Commerce, Fairbanks Chamber of Commerce was doing what they called around the community in 8 days, trying to encourage buy local. Well, we also do buy local. Fairbanks Economic Development with local control. We're different. I had a friend who was in the business, and I asked if they were on the list for the Chamber of Commerce. They said no, they were not, and I knew why. But I went ahead and asked the CEO why they weren't. Or they could get off of this. And the president of the Chamber of Commerce here, they said, no, I'm sorry, they're not a member of the Chamber. Just recently, Fairbanks Economic Development with our Small Business Accelerator, of which we are partnering with the Chamber of Commerce, had an op-ed in the newspaper, and we've highlighted several businesses that have gone through that Small Business Accelerator. We didn't charge them anything. We don't charge them a membership fee to be part of the Buy Local program. They were just businesses that had gone successfully through the accelerator, had established themselves as businesses, and we thought we would highlight that as we were seeking applicants for the next cohort of the Business Accelerator. We look out for the economy. When it came to $7,500, I think we all can understand that there can be certain items that are just super duper important for certain purposes that can be mission critical for other purposes. An example would be that paperclip that happened to be in my pocket last year, one of the sheer cotter pins on my snow thrower gave way, and luckily I could go ahead and use that paperclip to go ahead and get the thing back in operation so I could throw that snow. The $7,500 the Quincy Economic Corporation total budget is just over $500,000. And so what I meant when I said that it's mission critical relative to our bottom line, it's because we have a $500,000 budget and live without $7,500. Where it is critical, though, is that FEDC has just been designated the arbiter for our community and our region. The arbiter is a designation that's given by the state. It's the Alaska Regional Development Organization. Down in Southeast, they have Southeast Conference. It spans the entire Panhandle and serves all the communities on the Panhandle, even though some of them have individual economic development corporations like Chief does. You have KPED, the Kenai Peninsula Economic Development District, that serves all of the communities and all the interests there on the Kenai Peninsula. For a long, long time, the ardor for our community has been the Fairbanks North Star Borough Development Commission. But after many, many years of them really not using that moniker and the access it would provide them for anything, we asked for the designation, we've received it. Now that we are the ardor, one of the big benefits of the ardors is that they get a bit of a preferential treatment relative to federal funding support. But as you look at those grants, many of them, in fact, almost all of them require some level of local match that is non-federal funds. So the $7,500, just like the $150,000 from the city of Fairbanks or the $350,000 from the Fairbanks North Star Borough, these are funds that we can use to try to leverage those federal funds in the same way that the state of Alaska right now, well, had a fracas last year. And it's a continuing fracas relative to federal highway funds because they didn't put up the 10% match that leveraged the other 90%, which is saying historically the state has given $100 million. That's why there's always been, even in the darkest of times, $100 million in the capital budget for the state because it was leveraging almost $1 billion in federal funds. And I'm not trying to imply that we'll be able to leverage one for one the $7,500 that North Pole would be granting us, but it goes into the bucket that we can use to try to leverage federal funds. When you look at some of the arbors around the state, they have been remarkably successful in bringing in some real scratch for their communities, their economies. The shining example would be Southeast Conference. Finally, again, because the Fairbanks North Star Borough was essentially the interior region, they could never grow beyond the boundaries of the Fairbanks North Star Borough. As a governmental entity, they cannot serve outside of their boundary. their jurisdiction. We always have. We have programs that span the interior. Our ag directory that we provide every summer includes farms in Delta Junction. This summer, it will be including farms in Nenana if any of them have established themselves. We've already been doing that. The borough can never do that. But when we go to expand, it will be very, very important. I believe it will be critical to be able to show these incoming communities that there is precedent that if you're going to join our order, that you are going to participate, you're going to contribute to the support of the entity that is going to be working in your interest. What I don't want, and I'll just say it directly, personally, what I don't want is to have a conversation with another outside community where they will have an example within our own community of someone who is being served by the Arbor, making demands on the Arbor, but is not contributing to the support of that. And so that's why I think it is very, very important that some level of contribution from the local be forthcoming. Maybe it's not the $7,500, maybe it's the $5,000 as it was last year, but that some level of participation remains so that the precedent remains that if you're going to be served by the Arbor, you're going to maintain.
Yeah, thank you for that information.
I guess I'll save myself a little bit. Simply, I personally think the world's largest backpack is an educational enterprise, not necessarily a social service enterprise. And I think that actually I visit Stone Shoe Coupon. And I do think that the 250-year anniversary celebrations of our nation's independence, that's more tourism. I look at it more as tourism than entertainment. Often the things that we do for our tourists involve some level of entertainment that's what draws them in and keeps them happy. But it shouldn't necessarily be an entity or an enterprise receiving support. But that's just thanks.
Thank you. You'd like to see from you? Oh, I was speaking to the gentleman behind you.
So I just wanted to clarify the reason that the council members are allowed to speak during the committee meeting is our code says that any council member can participate in any committee and vote in any committee. Unfortunately, this agenda did not allow for the applicants to speak. And Mr. Jomo just came up here and gave his time. I think now we are obligated to give equal time to every single applicant, unfortunately. He should not have been allowed to speak unless you gave equal time to all the applicants. So let's keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Yeah, not just the applicants are here, but all of them. That's where our ordinance says they'll get equal time. So.
Alicia's comment, what Councilmember Brand said, why I wanted to speak. I am an applicant, as is general. So you allow one applicant to speak. You either allow all applicants to speak or the applicants to speak.
Excuse me. Excuse me, this is Chandra.
Probably gonna have to raise hands.
Hey.
Yeah, because if they want to have a say,
Yeah,
to be on a level playing field.
I agree.
That was a mistake from the get-go. Yes.
Well, this is because you're all kind of new character stuff. What Ronnie just said, I think it's true. And one of the things we're trying to avoid and is it city.
This kind of speaking on with the church. Whenever we had these meetings, he's always let us know up front
I'm a part of this, and so I will not be in the discussion. So that doesn't need to keep being brought up as far as, oh, the mayor's on this. He always says, I am on this committee, and so he has never had any discussion when we're discussing any funds toward the.
And
I think that's sort of like when I was going, I said I was a former president of the Chamber of Commerce myself. Yes, 2 years ago. So we're all, it's kind of a closely knit community, so there's a lot of that going on. So with all those factors combined, it's going to be just.
Going off of what you said, I do agree. It has been several months since the bed tax meeting, and quite frankly, I had not recognized him. So going back to there, I think it's a good idea for all of us to receive a presentation again, give everyone equal time, and then go ahead and to make educated decisions on where these funds are allocated. Especially since you guys were not present for that meeting. I want to make sure everyone feels like they have a fair chance to receive funds.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else?
Yeah, I took Larry's help, was dumbing it down for me to get going. I didn't consider his test or his speech. Tried to sway me more than other, but yeah, we're definitely fire.
I agree.
Run through it again now.
Okay, this is Chandra. This is Chandra here. Excuse me.
Go ahead, Ms. Clark.
This is Chandra here. I agree that it would be good for all our new people to go through the presentation again. So my question is, how many people are actually in the lobby that are here for this? And then my next statement is, I feel that the committee was set up in order for Jomo to speak because one of the council members mentioned that they wanted to decrease the dollar amount because he made the statement that he did not need the funds. So I feel as though as a committee, we were set up in order to hear somebody else who felt that you were kind of taking funds from me. So even if this would have been brought up in council that night, you still would have been able to hear his thought process in receiving the 750. Okay. I don't think it's fair to us as a committee. I don't think it was fair to the mayor, and I don't think it was fair to the public for the way that we're going through this at this time. There's too many divots. And what I mean by that, there's too many undercurrents that people are bringing into this, that it should have been straight up forward. We should have went ahead and listened to all of the people who did the presentation, as opposed to it being fed to us one by one to take up most of our time. Because at this time, we've been in here close to an hour, and we could have went ahead and taken that hour to listen to the presentations. So I feel as though we are being led in different directions to look at stuff. So with this aspect of it, it would be agreeable that we go ahead and listen to the presentations, which brings us to some of us on Thursday aren't available, which means, are we all going to be able to listen to the presentations tonight, or we'll have to reschedule?
Is everyone here? So on the present, if they're not, we'll have to reschedule.
And not only that, I don't think it'd be fair if we did it tonight. It doesn't give anyone time to prep anything for their business and their presentation. So I think if we go ahead and reschedule, that would probably be a smarter move. And then that also gives all of us time to review all of these applications here, read through all of it, and make sure that we are making a good decision.
Are we allowed to take these on and review them, or let's say it?
They are confidential, so they would have to come back.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any other questions, concerns? Comments? Yeah.
I'm sure if I may. So you would have to postpone the resolution for item C, and then move on to scheduling applicant presentations, which should be item D. If and when the committee would like to rehear those applications.
How much notice do we have to give, Larry, if we were, hey, we're gonna do it tomorrow or in 2 weeks or a month? How much notice do we have to give to the applicants?
I think at least 48 hours is fair, but whatever works for the committee.
The question at hand then would be, when will we meet again?
Well, before we have to do it at the end of December, so you're gonna be back.
No,
We available next week, have to be in person, otherwise I'll be trying to do.
we
Sooner
would,
the better for me.
yeah, sooner is better to get through this. So a week from now or 2 weeks from now to go through this?
And then when do you come back from?
2 weeks from next Friday, so we're kind of, again, I'm not much of a planner, but I'll be here starting the 20th.
Of March?
If we don't get it done by the 6th, back to 20th.
Look at the calendar.
If no one's available this week or next.
I think the 6th would be good.
I do want to give applicants time to gather information and grab their presentations. Hopefully they still have at least their outlines from last time saved, but you never do. Well, would you think it'd be fair if we did it this week? Or should we wait till you're?
I'm 100% okay doing this week if everyone else is on board. We could probably get another community member here. Well, as far as Raven, Raven will be present for that. I'll get help brief her a little bit.
Would you be available? Or are you busy with this calendars as far as what?
I don't know what's available in here as well, Larry. I'm not 100% sure how that works. Or what's, with these rooms available.
4:30 time slot is fairly open.
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, we could even do a weekend if you chose to do that.
And we do have to give applicants 48-hour notice, correct?
We're way off the rails with rules. I would like to suggest giving applicants as much time as possible. And as soon as this committee meeting is over, I will give notice to the applicants so that they're aware with as much time as possible, other than the 3 that are in the room this evening.
If we made a decision to do Thursday,
Will.
would that be enough time to notify this 48-hour notice?
I would believe so, yes.
Could we do the full Friday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could we do the Friday? Friday the 27th of this month, correct? You're unavailable this Friday. Come back next month. Yeah.
Is the majority of members to be here Thursday or Friday this week?
How many members do we need to have present in order to possibly
Quorum.
board?
5 for
Okay.
5?
4 for a quorum.
4.
Yeah.
I could give Brave the good news. She'd come back with another person.
So are we making the decision for the 26th or the 27th?
Thank you for the moment to speak. I'm not speaking on behalf of my organization, I'm speaking in general. I'd encourage you guys to look at the full code, inform the applicants of the new code that was passed after our applications were due, because some folks may not even qualify, period, because of the new code change. So offer that the applicants all review the new code change, ensure that we meet all the expectations of the code, so that when you guys go to do your distribution, you don't have nasty public comments at the city council meeting that folks will provide because of that. So, but the applicants may have not been informed of the code change. So it's really important, in my opinion, you guys ensure that all the applicants are aware of the new code, have the opportunity to meet the new code, and then proceed with everything else. Thank you. Thank you. You said you could do Friday at 3:30?
I could, yes. I'm gonna scooter night at the elementary school with the kids, but
Yes.
So, one thing I do encourage you guys to do is read the rules. Citizens are not supposed to be commenting unless it's on the agenda. Applicants should not be commenting unless it's on the agenda. None of this was on the agenda. People should not be talking about it other than you and the council member who have the ability to vote.
Okay, thank you.
sorry to cause frustration. Thursday, Friday?
Let's do Friday 4:30. Are we able to put that down?
Yeah, Friday at 4:30.
You can make a motion on it, or?
Please, yes.
I make a motion to hearing to pursue the applicants, Friday, this Friday at 4 p.m.
4:30.
4:30.
I agree.
That's 27th, February 27th.
Perfect.
Give me for a second.
They asked for discussion, but so does that work for you?
Yes.
Bernita? Yes? No?
Yes.
Ms. Clack?
Yes.
4:30?
Yes, that'll work.
That moves us on to item 4, I believe.
So concluding from here, Friday at 4:30, we will go ahead and hold presentations. All of us will go over all rules that we would need to know for this this event, and we will go ahead and listen to all the applicants, listen to the presentations, and make better educated decisions.
I want to bring up something we should address to bring the city more money. I don't know how we get on Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com's platform to automatically, when our owners sign up for these platforms to rent their houses out, whatever, to make sure the taxes come out automatically with Blue Book. We are doing it voluntarily, and I have been guilty of not doing it, not knowing about it, being too lazy, whatever you want to say. It needs to be done. We need to. There's a way to do it. I'm in a different market with hundreds of thousands of single short-term rentals. It's a very big business. And it is on the county, it is on the city, taxes that come out automatically. Like when they sign up, no volunteer, you have to do it or you can't book your place. We need to get that done immediately. The revenue will probably skyrocket, they'll probably shock you. That has to happen immediately. However we make that happen, I Airbnb my house out. That's a monstrosity that I don't like looking at. I need help paying for. I'm gone. So I bring my house out. It needs to happen to everyone here benefit, and if you lost more money to go around for everyone, and we can be bickering about much less things. But that we need to get on reverse the powers that be to get on Airbnb's website, Airbnb, Booking.com, and all the new ones that are popping up. That it's mandatory that taxes get sent to them. They're sent to us. Sorry, when the booking happens. To be very surprised that some people have rented their houses out that we are not aware of, and it would help revenue. So I can help look into that. I just don't know how that works on the city side. They're asked to do that stuff. Yeah, we need that is, in my opinion, the number one thing we should be talking about, and we have lots of money to share with whatever organizations we deem necessary.
Council member. When you guys get ready to give the money out, you probably want to get everybody out of here. Okay, and you're probably going to get some flack. Well, I was supposed to get 30 this time, and now I'm down to 20. Probably going to get some flack about that. We'll just have to deal with that. Does it make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, that's complete sense.
Okay, I just want everybody to understand that because you're probably going to get that. All right.
Thank you.
I want to confirm, Mayor, that you would be reaching out to all applicants, correct?
I will send out an email as soon as you guys have adjourned. I believe we're in the middle of committee comments. Thank you, Jerry. If there's anyone else on the committee who would like to say any comments, if not, that would move us on to item 5, adjournment. We need a little bit here.
I just want to make sure we all continue to stay on one accord and work together. It's like I just don't like the undercurrent or like there's something's going on that I don't know. I don't know what it is, but we need to always continue to work together. We're a small town. We're here to help each other, and that's what we're here for, to work together in unity. So,
I like to add that too. It's more working with to our county, to our city, that we work together and figure out what we need to do that would help and all these applicants. Thank you.
Okay, well then I guess we can move on to adjournment.
Maybe the motion to adjourn. Make a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
So thank you all for being here this evening.
Thank you. Sorry for headaches.
So, John, because it's bro.
No.
That's not my story. It's Jay. I got very something. I have no idea what you're doing. Yeah, I can move on, right? Yeah, that's for
Wait,